Oh yes, we have a bunch of new Canon information, rumors, things, leaks, specifics that you guys may be interested. And we're going to start it right off for those of you like myself that have purchased or pre-ordered or whatever the Canon R5, R6. If you're still one of those that has it and hasn't canceled one of your orders yet because of all the conspiracy theories that are out, because of the overheating, etc., etc. But if you do have one of these, it does look like Adobe has added support for the EOS R5 and EOS R6. So it looks like we are getting hopefully some RAW support. So it says Adobe has released Camera Raw 12.4, which adds support for the R5 and R6 RAW format. So they're .cr3 to Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Lightroom. So if you have Photoshop and or Lightroom, make sure to head on over and get those updated so that you're capable finally of working with those raw files that are being produced out of camera. So very cool. It also shows here that Adobe has added some support for the following Canon lenses. I'm not going to tell you which ones, but majority of the new RF lenses that have come out, which is great because those are, of course, are going to help with any kind of lens correction from those lenses. So very cool. This especially came out actually fairly fast. A lot of raw support takes sometimes a month, 2 months to come out, so this was out good. And for those that have pre-ordered the R6, you're going to be able to shoot right out because that camera hasn't actually officially been released. We see some people, of course, have it, but officially hasn't been released till the end of August. So that's good news. For those that are interested in Canon speedlights, I guess some of you are. Not a big thing for me. I don't shoot a lot of photography that requires an actual speedlight, but I do know a lot of people that do. It does look like there is a new possible, this is a long rumored speedlight from Canon. It's finally on the horizon. And it gives you a model number here of DS401231, and that has been found on a Russian certification agency. I guess that's good. Possibly new speedlight. It has been a long time. I do have a speedlight, but I haven't used it in forever. Is this going to be something I look at? I doubt it very much, but it does have, if you look here, Speedlight 470EX. For those that are interested in one of the 400 series, that looks like it may be something that's coming out. Hopefully we'll see something in the 500 series or possible maybe even a 600 series. That's just me kind of thinking up here. But nice to see that they haven't forgotten about speedlights. The other thing that we're seeing for those that haven't pre-ordered any kind of Canon camera as of this point yet and are still looking at a possible Canon camera this year, or a replacement Canon camera, or just possibly wanting to switch to Canon, here it does say that there are a bunch of Canon announcements that look to be coming out this year. So it says on the docket are 2 RF mount cinema cameras and RC cameras, which we actually talked about in a video a couple weeks ago. New XF series camera along with RF lenses and EOS M announcements. Now I know that there are a lot of people that have been interested, especially in the EOS M, because, and I'm interested in this one too. For one, I've blown the majority of my budget for myself on the R6, but I also am one of the proud owners of a Canon M50, which has been a real workhorse for me for shooting. One of the rumors, of course, is that there could be an M7, which would be a new flagship series in the M line, which would be awesome, but also that there could be a new EOS M50 MK2, which I would think this would be a huge thing for Canon to be putting out right now because of the fact that the M50, especially for a lot of entry users and for those that wanted to get into mirrorless cameras, something that has interchangeable lenses, felt like a little DSLR type camera. The M50 was a huge seller and really big for those that were getting into YouTube, for those that were vlogging, etc., etc. Canon investing hopefully in an M50 MK2 would be something I would think that would be huge on their radar. So alongside that, and probably the last thing you and I will talk about today, because it's a short video, which is good. We don't always need long videos. Short videos are excellent. This is an early rumor, so we don't really know. And these specifications, these specs, I guess, for what this camera is going to have is, in my opinion, really high because they compete a lot, and in some aspects even higher than, let's say, the Canon R6. So it says here there's been a lot of chatter about this new EOS M. We don't know if it's a new M series, so example like an M7, or if this would be the EOS M50 MK2, but what it's saying here that this is the specifications of this camera, and these specifications are pretty incredible if this is going to come out at a camera that's got a budget that's a little more friendly for the rest of us, especially that aren't shooting at that pro level. So if you look here, EOS M camera specifications, again, we don't know exactly what camera this would be for. And remember that this is still just a rumor. 32 megapixels, so nice and high, way higher than the R6, even higher than the R. IBIS, so this would be the first M series camera that would have in-body image stabilization. DPAF2, which is dual pixel autofocus, so it's going to use the same dual pixel autofocus 2 system, possibly, I would think, 2, that's in the R6 and R5, which is crazy. A new Digic processor. Now they don't say that it is the Digic 10 or Digic X, I'm not sure how they do it, but it is going to be a new version, so something, it may be even something that's specific to the M series. Electronic viewfinder. Again, this kind of points us into something that looks a little bit more like the M50. Dual SD card slots, that's awesome. 12 frames per second, so plenty fast. Full sensor with 4K up to 60p. What? 1080p at 100 frames per second. So again, we're kind of just matching a lot of the R6 specs here. And C-Log. Really? So basically you're putting an R6 into an M series. And if you can do this at even like half the price, so you're looking at $2,500 US for an R6. If you can get a camera like this, that's pushing almost the exact same specs, really, 60 frames per second in 4K, 1080 at 120, that's exactly what the R6 does. C-Log, dual pixel autofocus 2, and in-body image stabilization, and have 32 megapixel. Now, of course, for those that want that low light capability, having that full frame, having that 20 megapixel sensor of the R6 is going to be an added bonus, because that's going to give us way better low light capabilities. So that's kind of something that you would have to think. But if this camera comes in at $1,000 or $1,200 or something like that, that's going to be a smoking little camera. All right, guys, I'm going to leave you there. That's kind of an up-to-date look at what's happening with Canon rumors right now. Stay tuned. We're always on the watch to see what's coming out, and we will be posting another one of these fairly soon. Come back tomorrow. We're gonna have some more tech reviews, because that's a big thing on this channel, and we will see you then. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that little notification bell. Use some of the Amazon links down below if you're looking at buying anything from Amazon, because it helps the channel, helps us be able to get more products for you guys to review and invest in looking at and producing these videos. All right, my friends, we will see you tomorrow. Later.